Have you noticed how one careless comment can hijack your mood for hours? Here's the uncomfortable truth. No one steals your peace. You hand it over. And once you understand how this works psychologically, it becomes almost impossible to stay angry. This video isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending you don't feel anything. It's about understanding how the brain creates emotional reactions so you can stop being controlled by them. Here's the 90-second rule. From a neurological standpoint, anger is temporary by design. When something triggers you, your brain releases stress chemicals, adrenaline, cortisol, that flood your body. That chemical surge lasts about 90 seconds. After that, something interesting happens. If you're still angry, it's no longer chemistry, it's storytelling. You replay what they said, you imagine what you should have said, you rehearse arguments that never happen. That's like hearing a smoke alarm go off, and instead of opening a window, you keep lighting fires. Once you realize this, anger stops feeling uncontrollable. You reach a choice point, let the chemicals fade or keep feeding the fire. People love saying they know exactly how to push my buttons. But here's the psychological reality. Buttons only work if they're already installed. No one creates your emotional reactions, they reveal them. If sarcasm enrages you, that reaction didn't start today. It's connected to old wounds, unmet needs, or violated values. The moment someone pushes your buttons, they're showing you where growth is unfinished. This is uncomfortable, but empowering. Because once you see this, you stop being a remote control and become the operator. What is anger really hiding? Anger is rarely the real emotion. Psychologically, anger acts like a bodyguard. It shows up to protect softer feelings, hurt, fear, shame, rejection. Anger feels strong. Vulnerability feels exposed. So the brain chooses anger. But here's the shift. When you address the underlying emotion, anger loses its grip. I feel ignored creates connection. You never listen creates resistance. Emotional intelligence begins when you ask, what am I actually feeling beneath this reaction? There's a moment most people never notice. Between stimulus and response, there is a pause. In psychology, this pause is everything. The most emotionally disciplined people aren't calm because life is easy. They're calm because they've trained themselves to use that pause. Before reacting, they ask, what response will I respect myself for later? That single question reactivates your rational brain, and once logic returns, emotional chaos loses power. If this is changing how you're seeing your reactions already, subscribe. This channel is about mastering your mind, not motivation fluff. One of the most powerful psychological skills is self-observation. Instead of saying, I am angry, you say, I notice anger arising. That small language shift creates distance. You stop being the emotion and start watching it. Neuroscientifically, this engages higher cognitive processing and reduces emotional hijacking. You still feel, but you're no longer controlled. What if difficult people aren't enemies, but training partners? Every challenging person strengthens a psychological muscle: patience, boundaries, emotional regulation. Once you adopt this frame, victimhood disappears. You stop asking, why are they doing this to me? And start asking, what is this developing in me? Growth replaces resentment. Emotional mastery doesn't mean tolerance without limits. Boundaries are not walls, they're gates. Clear, calm boundaries protect your nervous system without escalating conflict. I'm willing to talk, not while voices are raised. I care, but I won't engage in constant negativity. Boundaries preserve energy. Burnout destroys empathy. You don't experience events, you experience interpretations. Two people can face the same situation and feel completely different because the story changes. When you interrupt the narrative, emotion shifts instantly. Ask yourself, is this fact or interpretation? What other explanation could exist? This is cognitive freedom. Insight without repetition doesn't last. Choose one technique this week: the 90-second pause, observer language, the choice question. Practice it consistently. Each repetition rewires emotional pathways. This isn't personality, it's conditioning. The people who seem unbothered weren't born that way, they trained it. Imagine a version of you who stays grounded no matter who enters the room, who doesn't leak energy into arguments that don't matter, who can't be emotionally hijacked. That version isn't distant, they're built, one response at a time. Your peace is no longer negotiable.